Hey everybody, the last Shoegazer here with the movie review of 1987's Blood Rage, aka Slasher. This was filmed in 1983, but wasn't released until a couple years later in 1987. Now this is the Arrow release of the 2K restoration. It does feature the original Slasher title card, which I thought was really cool. I was really impressed with this release, and as I shared in my recent pickup video whenever I first showed this, this is my first Arrow release pickup, and yeah, it's pretty special to me. As many of you know, I'm a big fan of a lot of slasher films. You know, the Friday the 13th franchise is my favorite. I like, you know, a ton of others as well. This one has some parts that are reminiscent of that. You know, obviously we have the machete there as being, you know, one of the main weapons. I'm going to try not to give too much away here, but it's a story about two twins, Todd and Terry, and one of them was blamed for a murder at a drive-in when the twins were kids. Their mom was there, and one was blamed for the murder, and institutionalized for a time, and then years later is reported to have escaped. And he kind of reconnects with the family and his twin brother, and yeah, the story thickens as people aren't quite sure who to blame for continued killings, much like the one that happened when they were kids at the drive-in theater. There's a ton of gore in this. The kills are awesome. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of show you what this looks like. This is a 2-disc edition, as many of the Arrow releases are. And we have the Blu-ray there. And of course that's from one of my favorite kills in the movie. I won't give that away if you haven't seen it. It is, I'll show you this. This is on the back as well. And then we got the DVD, and then that's the artwork behind it that you can flip around. I almost did that, but I kept it, you know, with the killer on the front. But I thought that was really cool. So you get the Blu-ray, DVD. There's the synopsis, some special edition. Special features there. As you can see, the special effects were done by Ed French, who oversaw, you know, special effects production on Terminator 2, Judgment Day, which is also a classic. I like, you know, shot in '83 but not released until 1987. Blood Rage is a gloriously gruesome slice of 80s slasher heaven, now restored from the original negative for this stuffed edition. That kind of hooked me right away whenever I picked this up a couple weeks ago at FYE. But yeah, you can see all kinds of special features there. It is the 2K restoration from the hard home video version. Yeah, there's some pretty edgy stuff in this. I was impressed. It's really entertaining. Yeah, I'll let you just kind of read that on your own. But it is 82 minutes long, unrated, region A, B, and C. Picture looks awesome. I was really impressed with the restoration. But yeah, I'd highly recommend this, guys. This was a lot of fun. As I've shared before, The killer, who I'm not going to give that away if you haven't seen it, reminds me a lot of Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Just kind of his mental state and his kind of disregard for the people who he's killing. It's very psychological. Whereas, a lot of other slashers that have masked, killers are just kind of killing either out of revenge or a little more brutal and primal in their approach. Just kind of lack of control. But the killer in this is a little more calculated and very cold, almost like laughing about it and enjoying as he's killing his victims. Some of them just don't really even have a purpose for why he's killing them, but he loves it, and you gotta feel bad for the brother who's not a part of it all. And in this, the mother is just completely crazy. Your heart kind of breaks for her because she's just so confused and messed up herself by this whole situation, and having a son be a killer. Yeah, just a lot of wild stuff goes on in this. It's pretty out there. Definitely kind of cheesy at times, but yeah, I'm not sure why this gets some hate from slasher fans. It's definitely not one of the best ones out there, but it's a fun time. I think it's really well done. The makeup, the special effects from Ed French, just really pull it all together. And I think the story is pretty good. It's not really hard to put the pieces together. But yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it if you're a fan of especially like 80s slasher films. I also kind of think that like the overall atmosphere and the vibe is kind of similar to like The Last House on the Left, and like the types of unforgiving killings that happen in that. And also it kind of reminded me of the vibe of A Clockwork Orange, and the gang of guys there just going around and committing senseless crimes, kind of like what happens in this. So this was kind of oddly reminiscent of those two films in my mind. But yeah, really good stuff. Blood Rage, I would recommend it, especially the Arrow release. Definitely a solid tribute to this really cool slasher film. So leave some comments. Let me know if you're a fan of this movie. If not, what are your feelings on that? Where does this sit with you as a slasher film? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.